Alright folks, we're trying to get out of Memphis now after making that delivery. Lots of road construction through here. This is the old I-55 bridge that crosses the Mississippi River from Memphis into eastern Arkansas. Got a train going across the bridge to the right. But Manuel, my dispatcher, once I got empty back there, told me just to head back to North Little Rock, but to call him at 4:30. So I guess he's got something in mind. I don't know. So, you know, it's about a 2-hour drive from here to North Little Rock. That'll put me getting there about 5:30. The only thing I could think of that I could get loaded tonight would be at the 3M plant in Little Rock. I think they load up until, you know, like 11 or 12. But I hope he'll let me know if that's what the plan is, because I'll need to get a trailer washout. I mean, for hauling anything else, my trailer's fine, but for hauling roofing granules, I need to get a washout. I've still got 7.5 hours of drive time. Well, I got to get off at this way station. Good thing I'm empty. You can hear that beep. That's the evil beep telling me I need to go into the way station. This is a very active way station, I will tell you that. Alright, so seeing as I'm empty, I would not expect to get pulled into the scale. Just gonna zoom on out of here. Anyway, all right, let's get going. So anyway, I don't know what's next. I don't know if I'll just be staying at the North Little Rock yard to pick up something tomorrow. I hope he can go ahead and tell me what I'm going to be doing, even if it's tomorrow morning when I pick it up. But I don't know. We'll see. All right, more later. All right, boys and girls. Well, we've made it to Wednesday morning. It's about 10 to 8. I'm scooting around the Little Rock area. I believe yesterday, where I left things, you know, I made that delivery to Nucor in Memphis, and they told me just to head back to North Little Rock, which I did, and camped out there at the Oakley yard. And then I called the dispatcher this morning about 7:15, and he told me just to head to Fort Smith, which is about a 2.5 hour drive. He hasn't sent me an order yet. He said he'd send me the details in a bit. I guess they're still working on some things, but at least he got me moving. You know, yesterday I had to sit for a good 2.5 hours until they finally sent me a load. So very happy that at least they got me rolling. Pretty day, a little bit cooler today. but nice and sunny. So in Fort Smith, I can think of a couple of places I've picked up in Fort Smith. One of them picked up some kind of a grain or feed item, and one is the Gerdau plant there, where we pick up mill scale a lot. It's been several months since I've picked up one of those loads, but that'd be all right. We take a lot of that down to southwest Arkansas to a cement company. So anyway, at least we're moving. I guess freight is just really kind of slowed down. They really seem to have been struggling this week, hopping on loads. You know, I got upcoming holidays. I don't know. You know, I don't pretend to know how all that works. Oh. Anyway, more when I know more. Okay, everybody, I've arrived in Fort Smith, Arkansas. Brandon, who is like an assistant dispatcher to Manuel, or dispatcher in training, called me about half an hour ago and gave me an order picking up here at the Gerdau mill. We'll be turning in here shortly. Picking up a load of mill scale that goes to Ash Grove Cement in Chanute, Kansas. Now, I don't recall ever going there before, but I've delivered several times to the Ash Grove Cement place down in southwest Arkansas. All right, so this is the entrance. There goes an Oakley driver. That guy passed me earlier. He must have gone to the wrong place. All right, so we make a lot of deliveries here too, bringing in raw materials. But today I'm picking up. So what we're going to do is we're going to stop here before the scale. I'm going to get out and roll my tarp off. You got to do that before you get on the scale, and you got to have your PPE on. This guy, he must not have ever been here before, because he's going on there with his tarp on. Anyway, and then we'll get checked in. All right, got checked in there. Partially anyway. When you're picking up mill scale here, you're actually picking up from an outfit called Phoenix Services, which has an office back here. So the scale house attendant back there just gives you a piece of paper like this and instructs you to come on back here to the Phoenix office, where we'll have to go in, give them this paperwork, and they'll instruct us further. But it's pretty simple. I've got my tarp rolled back. Before I get loaded, I'll have to remove some of my bows. I won't really have to remove all of the bows. I'll probably leave in the 2 rear ones and the 2 front ones. But this is, I've filmed from here before. This is the back side of the Gerdau mill. When I drove for Maverick, we used to pick up over on the other side. You know, Maverick hauls all the steel bars out of this facility. Huge freight hub for them. Okay, so over here to the left is this little gray building. It says Phoenix Services. So I'm gonna try to pull over here and get out of the way a little bit so I'm not blocking other trucks from getting in. And then I'm gonna walk in there and check in. And then I'll be getting loaded up there, straight ahead. All right, I'll get back to you. All right, guys. That took a little longer than it should have. I was in there for about 10 minutes because the lady in the office did not have a PO for this order. She had no knowledge of it whatsoever. But she went ahead and told me to pull on up here and we'll get loaded. I said, that's the spirit. All right, so you see this little makeshift ramp here to my left? That's where the front end loader is gonna load from. So I'm gonna try to pull up here as close as I can and get the middle of the trailer in the middle of that ramp. Then I'll climb up and remove some bows and wait for the loader. Just giving you a look. Okay. All right, let me get out and take a look at that. All right, guys, in the loading position, I hopped up and took some of my bows out, which you can see, and he just dumped the first bucket in. That's what it looks like. He said he can tell how much weight he's loading, so I told him let's shoot for 23.5 tons in the middle. So let's show you this. This stuff is heavier than it looks. That sun's probably in your eyes. So that's dump number 2. They're usually pretty good here at loading. See if I can block the sun a little bit. So you're just shaking it out of the scooper. All right, so that's number 2. Let's take a look. So that's what we got so far, 2 scoops. So you get the idea. All right, more in a minute. Okay. So I'm loaded. Now we got to go back out to the scale house. I'll just show you a little bit of the property here. It's a pretty quick load. He only put on about, I'd say, under 3 scoops. He didn't even put all of the 3rd scoop in. There's my loader right there. We're just going to loop around here and head back out the way we came in. I'll just give you a look. All you Maverick drivers that may watch my videos from time to time, you don't get to see this part of the facility. But yeah, on the other side of this plant, Maverick has a shipping yard, I'll call it, where Gerdau brings over steel bars that they make here of all sorts of sizes and weights, lengths. And Maverick has a distribution hub there where they load pretty much all day and into the night. Picked up many loads from over there. All right. So there's the little office to the left where you check in for this stuff. And then we're just gonna exit out here the way we came in. Hopefully the loader was pretty accurate with his weight. Speed limit 12. That's about what I'm doing. All right, so see you back at the scale. Okay, he had me at 78,700 with me out of the truck. So that's gonna put me, you know, a little bit under 79. So that's good, that's good. Look at this skinny little lane we got to get out of here. I hope this little piece of concrete's gonna support me. Oh mercy, that's kind of scary. All right, so what we're gonna do is just pull up here to the right, hop in and put my bows in place, roll my tarp over, send in my shipping information, and head on up to Kansas. All right guys, so I've arrived here at Ash Grove Cement Company. You can see the sign here to the left. I actually had to turn in back there about a quarter of a mile back and call the guy that's up here in this white pickup truck. He's not very patient. And I've scaled in already, had to print out a scale ticket. Then I have to go back there when after I dump. But this guy is leading me to where I'm supposed to dump this product. I've already got my tarp rolled back and my mud flaps out of the way. Supposedly, they're trying to put all of the product that's coming from Gerdau and Fort Smith in the same location, is my understanding. It'll be dark in about 25 minutes, so I'd like to get this done. Just giving you a look. All right. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe it's just piled to the right, but let me stop and talk to him. Well, never mind that. He was just stopping to let the front end loader pass by. All right, let's see what this fella wants me to do. Looks like I'm going to be turning in there to the right. All right, let me get back to you. Okay guys, so let me show you this. This is the lot where he had me dump it. The first place I dumped, one of my sets of rear wheels started sinking a little bit, so I pulled out of there and repositioned. You can see this is where my passenger side rear wheels were. They started sinking, so I pulled up and got on a more firm spot here, and it dumped out fine. I'm gonna have to get in there and broom it out. Now in the morning I'm picking up tire chips, so it doesn't have to be the cleanest thing in the world. I got a bow that came out, so I'm gonna sweep it out, close it up, get my mud flaps on, tarp over. Here's my load. So he wanted me to start a new pile for the stuff that's coming from Gerdau Fort Smith. I think this pile over here is coming from Foreman, Arkansas. This stuff has a funny smell to it too. I don't know how to describe it. Okay, so that's what we got. See if I can get this all done before it gets dark. There's a truck stop about 35-45 minutes away I'm gonna stop at. So that's what we're doing. All right, so we're empty. Mud flaps put into place, tarps over, swap it out. Let's get out of here. I'll give you a look of it. So basically I've got to go all the way back around to the road, highway that we came in on, and scale out, print out a scale ticket, leave a copy of the scale ticket and my bill of lading at the scale house. They don't even sign the paperwork. You just get a scale ticket and then leave copies. So anyway, easy enough. Let me adjust this camera here a little bit. So, like I said, tomorrow morning we're going to Prairie Grove, Arkansas. It's about 3.5 hours from here. Getting a load of tire chips that goes to Ashdown, Arkansas. So we'll be going from the northwest part of the state down to the southwest corner. All right, so that's about all you can see. We've got the highway out here. I'll have to make a right turn and go down about 1/4 of a mile and turn back into the other side of the plant and get to the scale.